Hey everyone, this is Peter Estes of ValleyCAD, and this is Just a Thought Thursdays. So in today's video, what I'm going to show you guys is utilizing what's known as a SOLIDWORKS Rx tool. Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to sit in at the Fresno SOLIDWORKS user group meeting, and we had a technical presentation from Rachel York. She works for SOLIDWORKS. Her correct title is the Community and User Advocacy Manager. And so Rachel flew in from upstate New York, and she did a phenomenal job. She is kind of like the mediator between the end user, the VAR, and SolidWorks. And so her job is pretty intense, I would think. And she just did a phenomenal job. So shout out to Rachel York. Really appreciated your technical presentation this last week. So I've had the opportunity to be on both ends of the desk. You know, I started off as a draftsman and an engineer and working for multiple companies in the area. Then I got the opportunity to be a application engineer for our local VAR. And I got to do that for a couple of years and really enjoyed it. I did all the technical classes, so teaching SOLIDWORKS Essentials, the advanced modeling, advanced assemblies, sheet metal, weldments, drawings, surfacing. Basically, if you had a class that you took with a VAR, I more likely taught it. And so I also was able to do the tech support side. And so that's where I gained a lot of my experience on how to utilize SOLIDWORKS in its best ability. And I learned an immense amount of SOLIDWORKS, and I'm still learning a lot every day as I utilize this software even more. And so what Rachel was touching on in our user group meeting was trying to figure out how to streamline the process of having your issue with SOLIDWORKS, of like saying SOLIDWORKS crashes on you for some odd reason, and how to communicate that to the tech support side of your VAR. Because let's be honest, there's many times when you have an issue and it feels like it's the end of the world because this project's due by the end of the day, and SOLIDWORKS for some reason is not working properly for you. And so this can cause so many issues and make people so frustrated. So she gave her presentation on figuring out how to communicate to your VAR and how to streamline that. And one of the best tools was a thing called SOLIDWORKS Rx. If you're not familiar with that, good thing you're watching this video because I'm going to show you guys how you can utilize it. So here we go. Let's hop into it. So it's really fun on this video. You get to see me. So I'm Peter Estes, like I said, of ValleyCAD. I'm the owner of this awesome company. And you get to see a little bit of the office behind me and what we get to do here. And so looking at SOLIDWORKS here, you see that I got my logo opened up here. Let me just resize the window here. You'll see me looking to the side because that's where my OBS software is. And so looking at this, let's say you do some command in SOLIDWORKS and it just crashes on you every single time. Like let's say for instance I come here, say let's click on his face here and let's create a new sketch. Okay, so maybe you call your tech support and say, man, every time I open up a new sketch on this face, SOLIDWORKS crashes on me. Well, if you saw, that was one way that I started the new sketch on that face. If you didn't catch it, I'll do it again for you. How I started this sketch was I selected this face and I said, make new sketch in that quick pop-out window. Okay, so that's one way to make a sketch, but you know, your tech support team, when you just say that to them, they're gonna automatically go, okay, the person came here, clicked on that face, came over here to sketch command button and selected sketch, right? Well, no, you went another route and that caused SOLIDWORKS to crash on you. Or maybe you are right clicking on the face and saying make a new sketch on there. Or those are just two scenarios on how to do it. Another prime example is, let's say you call your tech support team and say, man, every time I open up a new part file or open up an existing part file, SOLIDWORKS crashes on me every single time. Now, your tech support team is extremely diverse in SOLIDWORKS, and they know the software in and out. They have to. There are roughly 50 different certifications that application engineers need to know, and many of them, they actually have to renew it every year. So your tech support team is phenomenal, and they know how to get things rocking within SOLIDWORKS. But just coming in there and saying, hey, every time I open up a part file, SOLIDWORKS crashes on me. Okay, so did you go to File Explorer? Did you right-click on a part file in assembly and say open new part? Did you use your task pane over here on the right under your File Explorer and say open a new part? There are actually 12 different ways to open up a part file within SOLIDWORKS. And so your tech support team is going to sit there going, okay, which way are they doing this? Okay, so that's why figuring out the right amount of information and the most precise documentation to tell your VAR, your tech support team, is crucial. And you don't have to write a novel for it. You're an engineer, you're a draftsman, you're a SOLIDWORKS operator. You're not an author. Okay, so keep your messages short and sweet to your tech support team, and just get to the point on it. So I keep talking about this thing called SOLIDWORKS Rx, and utilizing SOLIDWORKS Rx is extremely easy. It's a software that SOLIDWORKS automatically installs when you install SOLIDWORKS. It's that awesome. So looking at simply your SOLIDWORKS user interface here, you come over and you say, all right, I want to access SOLIDWORKS Rx. Where do I go? Well, you would actually come over and select on your SOLIDWORKS resources. That's that little home in the right corner. Remember, this is called your task pane. And on here, when you click that, you will see from the very beginning that you got this thing called SOLIDWORKS Tools. And right underneath there, you got Property Tab Builder, then this awesome tool called SOLIDWORKS Rx. So just simply clicking on that, that brings up this other software called SOLIDWORKS Rx. And across the top, you'll see all these different tabs. You'll also see it on your home page here: diagnostics, system maintenance, problem capture, reliability, files and logs, and benchmarks, right? So you can click on any of these buttons here, or you can click on the same one across the top. So if I click diagnostics, it's going to take me to my diagnostics tab. So looking at your diagnostics tab, this is where you can come in and look at how is your system, your computer working with SOLIDWORKS. And the very first item is one that I always tell people to look at. It is looking at your system manufacturer, system model, and your card manufacturer and card model. So SOLIDWORKS and their design, their engineers work closely with companies like NVIDIA. And when you have a certified SOLIDWORKS rated graphics card, that means that SOLIDWORKS works with this manufacturer, NVIDIA in this instance, and they develop drivers that will make that graphics card work properly with the current version of SOLIDWORKS that you are running. So for my instance, I'm on a Precision 7710 Dell workstation laptop, and I'm on SOLIDWORKS 2018 Service Pack 3. So SOLIDWORKS is going to say, hey, with your current setup and whatever version of SOLIDWORKS you're on, you should be on a 386.07 driver right now. Now, if you are on 2018 Service Pack 1 or 2017 or even 2015, you're going to have a different driver for your computer and your setup. So if you are not sure what your driver is, I always recommend go to SOLIDWORKS Rx, select Diagnostics here, and it will tell you if you are up to date or not, if you have the correct driver for your current system. And if you're not in the current driver of what you should be, don't worry. You got an awesome little link here they could click on. I'll just bring that up here for you guys really quick. And this is SOLIDWORKS page to be looking at, hey, what sort of computer are you running on right now? And so you say, I'm on a Dell, or if I'm on a custom build, whatever you want to say there. Dell, I want a certified computer model. Like I said, I'm on a Precision 7710. So let's see here, 7710 right there. And graphics card vendor, I'm on an NVIDIA M4000. And I'm on SOLIDWORKS 2018, operating system, Windows 10. So with that, you're going to see that I only have one result, and it's at 386.07. Okay, so this is a great tool to utilize to figure out your current driver. Okay, so enough of that. What we need to look at next are some of these other tabs. Diagnostics and this other tab right here called Problem Capture are actually the two tabs that you are going to utilize all the time whenever you open up SOLIDWORKS Rx. Now, another good tool to utilize is this thing that's called Troubleshoot. So let's say you continually have this issue, and let's say it's always on that save and open function. What SOLIDWORKS will do here is it will open up your SOLIDWORKS customer portal. You need to get familiar with your customer portal. Need to. It's where you can do your service requests, you could do enhancement requests. Service requests, you as an end user cannot create those. That's what your VAR does for you. Whenever you open up a ticket with your VAR and they just can't figure out a solution, they get SOLIDWORKS involved on it. But you as an end user can actually create enhancement requests. So highly recommend get used to your customer portal. It's phenomenal. You're paying for it every year when you're current on subscription. Get used to it, okay? So let's go back to SOLIDWORKS here. But as you click on these different items, let's say I'm always having issues with my hardware. So that will allow you to go in, and it's kind of SOLIDWORKS goes through a step-by-step basis using their knowledge base to help you out to diagnose what's truly happening here. So it's a really useful tool. Highly recommend if you're having issues with any of these items, like parts features, like every time I do a simple boss base extrude, SOLIDWORKS crashes on me. Why? That's where you can go to click on it. All right, so the next thing to be looking at here, I'm going to skip this thing called Problem Capture, but I want to show you this thing called Reliability. Reliability actually came up in SOLIDWORKS 2018, and what it does is it records every time you have SOLIDWORKS open, and every single time you have to shut down SOLIDWORKS, or if SOLIDWORKS gets killed by the user, so like whenever SOLIDWORKS is not responding and just sits there, and you're just like, okay, I can't handle this anymore, you can kill it. You can see here how many times I'm starting up SOLIDWORKS. SOLIDWORKS is pretty much open all the time for me, but this is where you can actually see each time that you did start it up, okay? So right here, terminated unexpectedly was on 7/24 at 11/18. So I don't know why it did this, but if you click on that cell, SOLIDWORKS will actually come back and will give you a session log of what you were doing. So kernel base, okay, that's what that's set up. MFC, CamWorks, NTDL. Okay, so I'm not totally sure what is going on there, but as you send this off to your VAR, they will be able to understand what's happening on it, or they can share it with SOLIDWORKS and they will know what's happening with it. Okay, so I skipped over this thing called Problem Capture. This is the awesome, like the most awesome thing in SOLIDWORKS Rx, and this is what's going to streamline your process of talking with your VAR and your tech support team. So remember I had the example of saying, man, every time I open up a new part, SOLIDWORKS just crashes on me. Well, as I said, there's 12 different ways to open up a part in SOLIDWORKS. So what Problem Capture does for you, right now it's currently loading up all my modules and getting my system information. It does this every time. It's like taking a snapshot of your current setting of your computer in SOLIDWORKS. If there's any updates that happen overnight or whatever, it updates all of that. So it normally takes a couple minutes to do this. So as you're looking at my screen here, let's see if I can move that off to the side. You'll see here that this is a 3-step process. You'll see step 1, and what that is capture problem. You are going to be recording a video of your session within SOLIDWORKS. Okay, pretty awesome. You don't have to worry about audio or anything like that. It is just recording your clicks. That's it. And it will actually log each time you click on something, every time you're just sitting there and staring at your screen. So be deliberate in how you're going about your clicking. So starting off with this, I'm going to say record a video on the steps in SOLIDWORKS and click Start Capture. You will get an option here that says use current session or restart SOLIDWORKS now. In this application, I'm going to say use current session. You will get this new window that comes up. This window is your take action button. You know, when people say recording, take action, like that. This is that take action clicker. The thing that you need to take note on with this little window, once you select start recording, this window stays up the whole time. So you need to take it and move it to your secondary monitor or down off to the side so it's not covering up whatever you're doing, okay? So what I'm gonna do next is click start recording. And when you select start recording, what this does is it brings up a red flashing light for you in a dead center, okay? This is telling me that, hey, SOLIDWORKS is recording a problem capture right now. So like I said, I'm gonna move it off to the side a little bit. We'll move it off over here. And I'm gonna say, all right, in my scenario, every time I say make a new sketch on this face, SOLIDWORKS crashes on me. So I'll just say, all right, coming through here, and click, and I always select sketch on my sketch command tab, and I'm gonna start a circle. So let's say that I did it, and SOLIDWORKS crashed on me. Let's just say hypothetically. This is a stable model, so it's not gonna crash on me, hopefully. All right, so there we go. I did a sketch, and I'll say, okay, I'm done recording. So I select the finish button. So I'll just drag this up so you can see what I'm clicking on. Now, SOLIDWORKS can come back and say, SOLIDWORKS must shut down in order to finish your RX package. And I'll say, okay. And on here, it's going to ask me if I want to save any of these things. I'm just going to say don't save for right now. And I'm going to select finish recording again. Hopefully it'll act up here. Great. So now SOLIDWORKS is initializing everything. Now that you finished step 1, it's going to move you on to step 2. Step 2, what this is SOLIDWORKS is going to package everything that you just did, including a video, all the SOLIDWORKS files that were open during that session. So like every drawing, every assembly, every part file. So I highly recommend that when you do this, only have files open that are being affected by this. Okay, so if you have a part file and that part file has a drawing and it's associated to like a sub-assembly, have all those things open because it'll package all that for you. Okay, and as you're seeing here, it's generate the RX report, crash data. So mine didn't crash, so that's why there's no data there. Okay, so you can say, yep, I'm done, and package files now. Or let's say you created a design table. You know, when you use Excel to create configurations of your part file, you can say, I want to add that file to this. Okay, so that's what the add more files to zip will do for you. So when I click on add more files to zip, you'll see that these are all the items that I currently had open in my SOLIDWORKS session that are going to be added to the zip file. Okay, so I'm going to click cancel on that for now. And now the next step that you're going to do is click package files now. When you're doing this, SOLIDWORKS is going to pop up and say, all right, here's your set of numbers and so forth. Highly recommend don't change any of these numbers, okay? They have crucial identifications on them that your VAR needs to know about, okay? So don't worry about changing the name. You can put like an underscore and put, like, if you have a ticket with your VAR, add that to it or put your last name, but try not to change the number sequence that you have here. Okay, so I'm gonna say cancel to that for right now. After that is done, it's gonna take you to step 3. What step 3 does is it will allow you to put in detail all the things that you were doing. Once again, don't write a novel on it. Just say bullet 1 did this, bullet 2 did this, bullet 3 did that, and then send it. Okay, so it's going to take you back to the file location that you saved that zip folder to. You can drag that and paste it to your email that you send off to your tech support team, and they'll know what's going on. They'll be able to open up that zip file. They'll be able to locate all the log files inside of it. They will be able to see the video recording that you had, and that way they can try to duplicate it on their system as well. So once again, I hope this helps you guys out by seeing where the SOLIDWORKS RX tool is located within SOLIDWORKS. If you're not sure where it's located within SOLIDWORKS, and you don't want to have SOLIDWORKS open, because let's say every time you open up SOLIDWORKS, it crashes on you, just no matter what. Don't worry. What you can also do is come down to your Start menu, and as you look on your Start menu, I'm on Windows 10, so you want to scroll down to the S's. And you'll see here that there's these folders called SOLIDWORKS Tools. So I'm on SOLIDWORKS 2018 now, so I'm going to leave the SOLIDWORKS Tools 2018 folder. On here, you'll actually see quite a few other software that SOLIDWORKS installs while you install SOLIDWORKS that can be very helpful, or tools for SOLIDWORKS. But as you can see here, there's this one called SOLIDWORKS Rx 2018. It's the exact same SOLIDWORKS RX that you opened when you were in SOLIDWORKS. Okay, so I hope that helps you guys out, seeing on how you can create a SOLIDWORKS RX package. This is going to streamline your process of working with your VAR. Okay, so hopefully you guys got a good kick out of it. I always have fun doing these videos for you. As you guys are fishing around and so forth, and you want to know a little more about VALICAD, like I said, we're a mechanical engineering and a product design firm. We utilize from doing everything from designing sunglasses and shower heads to designing components for helicopters and cars and industrial equipment in between. And it is so much fun. And so I highly encourage you guys, hop on over to our website. It's www.valicad.com. This is where you can see all of our information on our website. You can also see that we are on Facebook. We are also on YouTube. That's what you're watching right now. But we are also on Twitch. So check us out on Twitch. We are at VALICAD. I try to do live streaming on there, and also a lot of times when I do these recordings, I am actually live streaming during that time as well. So be sure to follow us. It is at valicad.com or at VALICAD on Twitch. So if we go on to Twitch and we'll say twitch.tv/VALICAD, and you can do a search of VALICAD if you'd like. And so you can see a lot of the videos that I've uploaded already for the VALICAD page. So hop on there, subscribe to us, see it, and from there you can also ask questions as you see myself doing design work, or if you see an application within SOLIDWORKS, and also allows you to see some of the fun stuff we get to do. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, give us a call, shoot me an email directly. It's peter.estes@valicad.com. Other than that, have a great rest of the day and learn something new.